guys. So this morning I received an email from YouTube's community outreach team, and it appears that they're concerned about some of the comments that I've made on YouTube, and they feel that it would be a great opportunity to have me answer a survey. I find it kind of odd, considering I've been, I don't know which comment they're referring to other than the several comments where I said I'd be interested in finding a lawyer to represent me pro bono in a lawsuit against YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and Facebook for deceptive business practices. That's the only thing I can think of. Everything else, from what I understand, is part of this type of service, so I don't think I've in any way broken any terms of service, and I hope that, this isn't more retaliatory actions against me. But we'll find out. Now, like I've said, I've been on YouTube since the beginning, and I was always really proud of it because it felt like it was like the Library of Alexandria to me. I really loved what it represented before Google took over. Now, I don't have anything prepared, but I just want to put a little bit of the story out. A lot of you guys don't know my real history because I don't let you. Some of the type of work that I've done with NDAs and contracts that I can't really talk about. And, so just a quick recap. I was coding since Commodore Basic, okay? I was always into computers since the 80s. I was, what you consider a hacker up into the early 2000s. I had jobs that required me to do security, both physical and online security. I've been a strategy analyst. I've done pen testing. I've worked in the field in many different ways. I've had a lot of jobs, more jobs than people would ever assume one person can have. So it's difficult for me, and which is, I compartmentalize my life, one for the safety of myself and others and people that are on my teams and my family, but also because it's very difficult to establish a brand when I live so many different lives. People don't want to hear that the Kung Fu master guy is also, a virtuoso musician who taught himself how to play guitar and got a full scholarship to a music school. They don't want to hear that that same guy was also a coder, who got skipped 5 grades and supposed to go to high school at the age of 9. They won't believe me, okay? So, no one wants to hear that. If I talk about it, then I'm bragging, or it's nonsense. Anyway, the reason why I'm saying this is because I do have a high level understanding of, servers administrating, system architecture, website design, things like that. I have an understanding how things work. So, going back to my issues with YouTube specifically, I'm going to try to just condense this because I can go on for hours and hours and hours about the issues that I've had personally. But let's just go into what's reference to this channel and how it is connected as best as I can without a script. So I've had several channels, personal channels, and I understood, okay, fine, it's not easy to go viral, and I get it, but I've noticed that even, in the beginning, it was still difficult to get views on videos, even when the tags were right and people were pushing in, you had raids. I started a gaming channel called Psyops Gaming. I was a professional gamer for a while. What happened was, I got into a car accident, and I was actually playing Counter-Strike since 1.3. Okay, and I went semi-pro in 1.5. Okay, I was on a sponsored LAN team from 1.5. I used to, I was called a ringer, so I would play with other people's accounts in, Cal Invite. So I would play invite matches under other people's accounts at LAN centers in Brooklyn, and I would get sponsored, paid, blah blah. Okay, so the reason I did that because I got injured and I couldn't really teach. So I really had nothing else to do when I was healing. So I got back into esports, and it was, So fast forward, we created the gaming channel, maybe 5-6 years ago, and I had this channel running parallel. And what we were trying to do was build several channels simultaneously, but to use the gaming channel as a testing ground. Not only would it be a functional business, but it would also be a testing ground for how the system works, so that mistakes that we make in the gaming channel we wouldn't do in our professional business channel. I had a body painting business, I had my martial arts business, I have several other things going on that I'm not going to bring into here. So what happened with the gaming channel is two interesting things. What I was trying to do was make it like a multi-entertainment thing. So it's hard for me to say because there's so many aspects of my life that I haven't expressed to people yet. You know, I was an adult entertainer, so I headlined Exotica. Okay, I was on the main stage. I've done many different things. If I tried to explain my life to people, they wouldn't understand. It's too much to condense into a block that I could present to people. So anyway, I tried to make the PsyOps Gaming channel. The whole point was like, it was supposed to be like Howard Stern show meets gaming, you know, meets like, you know, like we were trying to like add like news broadcasts and like cultural stuff because I was trying to follow the trends on YouTube and follow the science. Okay, so I was getting live streams of 3,000 people watching me play Counter-Strike and play video games. I did one stream covering the Antifa protest in New York City, and we had maybe 3,000 to 5,000 people. After that, all of my live streams never got more than 50 people. Okay, the next day, that was the first issue, and I was confused because at that time, you know, I was following the rules, trying to follow the trends and trying to make a business. So, you know, I wasn't doing anything wrong. The truth of the matter is, as much as I don't agree with censorship, I also am a rule follower. So if the platform's rules, if I'm working for a corporation, I'm going to follow the rules. Okay, so if they made it apparent that that's not what they wanted, the content they wanted, I wouldn't have made the content. I would have put the content somewhere else, or I wouldn't have made it. You know, people may say that's like, the truth of the matter is that, you know, that's just who I am. I'm going to do everything to the letter. Get what I'm saying? So it was kind of like a booby trap, you know what I mean? That they got me. But we soldiered on. So I was still getting between 50 to 100 people coming to the streams. Now, when I switched over to Battlefield, like, I didn't like the game, but I noticed there was a major amount of hacking going on. I mean, like, it's terrifyingly bad. Now, I'm a professional fighter, okay? My reaction times were timed like 0.08, okay? Like, if you've seen like my highlights, like, I was really good, okay? I was really good, you know? Like, you had to cheat to be on my level, or like be a serious professional, okay? And I'm not trying to put, like, I really loved the game that much. It was a sport to me, okay? So, and I loved it. And what I did was I designed an anti-cheat, a concept that was infallible, using very basic machine learning, right? Understanding that, because I also taught anatomy, physiology, pathology, you know, so I'm not only a high-level fitness trainer, I have a basic understanding of, you know, computer science, and I was also a professional gamer. So I had all these attributes in together. And what I did was I came up with this concept where, I'm not going to repeat the whole thing perfectly, but it's a very simple concept where you just record a certain amount of frames and compare that to human input, because basically aimbot is always behind reality, okay? The computer is always going to be doing a base 2 reference, where no matter how good this hack is, if you know what to look for, you're going to see it tells on itself. A human can predict movement, okay? When you're trying to snap aim on something, there's a very specific draw line that will be created by a human that cannot be created by a bot. So it's not exactly the easiest thing. Sorry about the air conditioner, guys. So anyway, I came up with this idea. I went into the DICE discords, and I went into like, I said, hey, I'd like to speak to some of the devs, and I don't want any money. Okay, I'll solve this problem for free. And then what I found was that it's a multi-million dollar business. So now I start getting raids from like hundreds of people trolling my channel. I mean, bad. Then they're gang stalking us, following me onto Twitch, like really bad stuff. Where, you know, since I've trained people who were in law enforcement, we got them involved. And the reason we didn't pursue it is because there would have been children, like, you know, young adults that would have been, you know, having knocks on their doors, and like, it just wasn't worth it. And my fiance at the time, she had a nervous breakdown from the amount of stress and the attacks that we were getting. You know, more like a big part of the reason why we split is because after the amount of effort and hard work that we put in as a couple to get this going to be attacked constantly. I mean, like viciously attacked. The shit that they were saying and doing and following us and threatening us with swatting and all this other, it was terrifying. Like bad, not for me, I don't give a fuck, but for her, you know, she's a 23-year-old girl, she's busting around trying to do the right thing, and then you could see we're getting shitted on, right? And then in the comments, this guy say, well, I know, and this goes all the way to like really big sponsored channels, okay? There's a guy, Westy, and all the other people. There's a lot of people that were involved in this, okay? It was very big gang stalking thing going on. And anybody who can go and has the back end of the servers, you'll be able to find it, and people should wind up fired and people should go to jail for this, okay? All you have to do is just look at the server records, okay? Hardware IDs, timing, you can just look at the fucking chat logs. Everything I'm saying is corroborated, you can easily corroborate. So, one of these guys said, well, you know, we have YouTube administrators on our side and this guy's never gonna make it. And they went to Twitch, they went to YouTube, every single platform, okay? They were chasing me around, trying to destroy my name, destroy my business. I mean, and the funny thing was, like you think I'm afraid of you? Like, that's the funny, I think, you know, I think they were so surprised that I just don't care, okay? Like, so, I think that angered them more, that I have no fear of death. So what are you gonna do? You know, they hurt my girl at the time. You know, it really put her into a high depression, what they did. You know, and it was emotionally abusive to me, but I've been emotionally abused my whole life. So, yeah, I can take that. Anyway, now we're gonna go, that was the preface. I know it sounds confusing, but you gotta understand, like, you know, these people on the back end, they were able to track my gaming handle to my real life ID through the back end of fucking YouTube. Okay? Somebody in the back end of YouTube told them who I was. Okay? There's no other way that they would know because I never corroborated the channels. Alright? Now, going back to this channel, I want you to look at my channel trailer. What was the video called? The True Power of Fa Jing, whatever the hell it was. The main channel trailer. It has like 10,000 views, okay? If you look at what happened, we paid for advertising, okay? The SEO score was in the 90s, whatever it was, and I was ranked #1 over Master Wong. And in one day, we got 9,000 views. I paid for the advertising, okay? The next day, every part of my channel shut down. The view counter didn't move for a year. All of my videos, half the views went backwards. I lose subscribers. Like nothing, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? What's going on? You know, it's too much corroboration to be coincidence. There's too much, okay? It's just too many times. There's too many threats publicly. There's too much chasing me around. There's too many records that I have, okay, of massive corruption. And when I look at the timing, my Facebook, same thing, okay? Because they all from the same email address, right? Same hardware ID, same email address. Now, can I prove that Facebook and YouTube are collaborating as the internet blacklist? No, I can't, okay? But it's too well organized. It's way too well organized. The timing's too good, okay? So even if it's not collaboration to the platforms, all the platforms are doing the same thing to everybody. So I try not to take too personal offense to it. My main concern now is when the community outreach team is so concerned about me now, when I was telling them people were threatening my life. People were threatening me and my wife for a year, and we begged for help. We begged, we wrote them, we put videos out, we did everything, and no one came to help us. And now that I've said to some lawyers that I want to be represented pro bono, and I'm considering, like, you know, and they understand that I do understand the law. I just, as a warrior, you don't take fights you can't win, and you know when to fight in the timing. So I've been waiting for a class action lawsuit. I've been waiting for my time. That's really what it comes down to. Okay? All of this, everything has been a plight to get enough evidence to prove the case. What they're doing is not fair. Okay? Now, I don't care about the political censorship shit. That's not like, I don't care. Okay? Like, that's fine. Alright? We're talking about business. We're talking about, like, actual business and money and people's livelihood. you want to make a rule clearly saying we're not allowed to talk, I'll respect that. If you tell me I'm not allowed to, I can't curse or I can't do this, I'll respect that. It's a job, okay? There's a platform, it's a job. I will respect the rules if they're clearly understandable and I can follow them. When the platform at the time when I did Psyops Gaming, the news broadcast, everybody was doing it. So why was I singled out? Because I covered the Antifa protest? You know what I mean? I didn't vote for Trump or anybody. You know what I mean? I stay out of that. You know what I mean? My whole thing was just like I was trying to, follow the freaking trauma train and do what everybody else was doing, right? Because that's what you wanted. But I don't recall any time where I've broke the terms of service. But however, what I worry about is they can change the rules at any time. Like I can be talking about martial arts and something that someone else does is not okay for me. The rules aren't even. So I don't, it's very difficult. Now, I'm just putting this out there because I don't know what the next move is, right? And when they say to me the community outreach team is concerned about my comments, I don't know which comments they're referring to. But what I'm concerned about is why are you so concerned now when my life was being threatened by over 100 people? Literally. Okay? Literally. Hundreds, maybe more. Okay? Where we were getting raided, and then when these aggro raids stop, imagine going, and you just look at my channel so I could just see the decline of views. It's not because my content changed, because no one was seeing it. People were telling me that I got unsubscribed. I didn't get the notifications. People that I know in real life who I have their numbers are calling me like, yo, you're streaming? I'm like, yeah, bro. Okay? That's the problem. And then it's like they keep changing the rules and the goalpost. I get it, there's a lot of political crap going on, but this has nothing to do with that. This has to do with the fact that I invested time and money, and this is emotional abuse and criminal neglect. Okay? It's criminal negligence. It's insanity, what has been done to me. Okay? And I took it for a very long time, and I've been taking it. And now I'm at the end of the road where I don't know if they're gonna just delete my entire channel now. So I suggest that all you people start, downloading my videos, because I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know who's writing me. I don't know which part of the team it is, okay? I don't know if it's the good guys, the bad guys, or some crazy guy. The stuff that's happening with Twitter right now and all these crazy, these people are rogue employees. I don't care what your political job is. Like, you're a paid employee to do a service. When you trade your time for service, you're a slave. You're an actor in a play. You do your job to the people. People don't do that anymore. So I don't know who is writing me saying they're concerned about my comments. And I don't know which comments they're concerned about. The only one I can think of is the fact that I am legitimately waiting for some form of legal process to happen, because this has gone on too long. And people who know me know that I did also do remote viewing, and I have some prophecies that I used to post on Facebook. I predicted the lockdown, I predicted a lot of things. And I don't talk about it because people they argue and they think you're crazy and I'm like, whatever, but there's plenty of evidence that everything I'm saying to you is true. And I've mentioned this before, all right? Just by the nature of the universe, the law of equivalence, this will not continue. Historically, okay? Historically, the rubber band's gonna snap, and it's all gonna come crashing back down. So, which side of history will be on? Will I survive it? I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is I'm prepared for anything, I've lived an honorable life, I have nothing to really hide. I mean, the stuff I can't talk about because of duty, and I've done things to help my people and serve my people that I can never talk about. So that's basically, other than that, I have nothing to hide that I've ever done, that's not on the up and up. Everything I've ever done bad I've told people about, So I don't know what they're talking about, okay? I mean, like martial artists talking about fighting. I mean, I don't think that's against the terms of service, because I see it all the time. People will call each other out. So I don't see that's against the terms of service when we're talking about Fight Club. If it is, let me know and I'll delete the videos, because I'm not. Again, I would be misrepresenting myself if I went against the rules, because that's really what the foundation of the philosophy of martial arts, right? Is you have to maintain your honor, and your honor comes from when you make agreements and contracts, if I agree to be on this platform, I'm going to have to follow their rules. That's part of your honor code. So I'm not purposely ever trying to do anything on the terms of service. So I don't know what they could be referring to, other than the fact that I am very adamant waiting for a class action lawsuit or waiting for something to break, because I really feel like I'm owed money for the emotional abuse, and just what they're doing is like against the Logan Act, Section 230. There's all kinds of other issues that, if we're worded properly, the whole system comes down. The whole system comes down. The issue is that skirting it through word games, because all this legalese nonsense. Remember, legalese is not English. It sounds like English, but it's not, and that's the problem. So all it takes is for the right guy who's really pissed off with enough money to come up with the right words, and that's all I'm waiting for. So, I really love YouTube. I know it sounds stupid, but I've always had this crazy respect for it, because to me it was like the closest thing I'll ever get to the Library of Alexandria. Like, I could find anything I want to learn, like world history, ancient civilizations, crazy conspiracy theories, Vine videos. Like, it doesn't matter what it was. Like, the entire human experience was at your fingertips, and they stole that from us. They stole the greatest invention and gift to humanity, and they destroyed it. And my personal opinion is that, I have been robbed. Okay, my gaming channel, I've paid for advertising as tests. We have one video, and here's the best proof ever. I have one video with 60,000 views. Call of Duty, World War II. I was doing a sniper video. 60,000 views. We paid for the advertising. 60,000 views in Call of Duty, and when you see the amount of comments and likes, it's almost non-existent. Have you ever seen what a Call of Duty lobby sounds like? Have you ever seen what Call of Duty players sound like and how much they talk shit? It is a mathematical impossibility that people aren't on my shit commenting either how much I suck, how much my mother's a whore, or how good I am. They're gonna talk shit. There was no engagement with 60,000 views. I have a video on this channel with 10,000 views paid advertising. Look at the engagement. Okay? It's mathematically impossible that somebody with my amount of videos gets this little engagement if somebody in the back end didn't shut me off. And it's not just me. This is happening systemically. And I don't think that the high level execs really understand, because, again, compartmentalization, I've worked in major companies as a strategy analyst. I've worked in other positions, and I can tell you, understanding how systems like this work, the head doesn't know what the ass is doing. And I think that while there may be an agenda, it's not as well coordinated as people think it is. I don't really believe it's really as well coordinated as they think it is. I think it's about to poof in everybody's face. Okay? And, it looks to me from the outside that what you're about to see is scrambling to pick up the pieces, because, this is the last stand for humanity, right? If YouTube gets any worse, it sets the precedent for the rest of the world. And if this continues and we don't go back to the fact that we have functional product, you're asking me to give you my time and my service in an attempt to create profit. So I'm working for you almost as an internship, and there's never a profit. You're profiting, but I'm not, right? And I mean me as in the collective eyes, people like me. So we are in a very strange time. I don't blame the platform, because it's run by humans. However, the entire upper structure is living in a delusion separate from reality. They're not part of society. They're living in their ivory towers, and they don't care, right? They may have their agendas, the people on the bottom have their agendas, but at the end of the day, the system is so broken. And I think it's arrogance. I think these people on the top of the food chain are just so arrogant, they don't care if it's broken, So that's where I'm at, all right? I hope this makes sense. I hope that, you guys are starting to comprehend what I'm trying to tell you. I don't know what my next move is going to be, However, I do have plenty of records. I have an entire hard drive that's buried that has a lot of conversations. There's videos on YouTube, and again, like I said, if there was ever a lawsuit and there was discovery and they look at the back end of these servers, people are going to jail. If people look at what happened to me in the back end of these servers, okay, people have to pay me money, big money, and people are going to jail. That's real talk. So, are they gonna, erase the back end and delete me from existence? Because they've already, videos have just disappeared from my channels, right? I'm not the only one. Now, again, I don't believe that everyone at YouTube is like the devil, okay? I can't accept that, okay? I know that there's good people everywhere. So maybe the community outreach team that messaged me were actually just normal HR people that were trying to protect their business and like, well, this guy wants to sue us. Maybe something we should listen to him. I don't know, or maybe it's the same people that threaten to ruin me, okay, and make me homeless and like have my house swatted, okay? I don't know which one it is, but whoever it is, here's my story. So that's it for that. I'm gonna upload this and I'm gonna come back with a video request from somebody talking about Most High Sheep. All right. Wish me luck, and YouTube admins, what I mean? Like, I can't do any better. I gave you guys years of quality content. If you look at my videos, we stopped doing the editing because you cheated me. You robbed me of my business. You robbed me of my effort, me and my wife. Put her in that depression. I put her in a hospital. Okay? So, excuse me for being a little perturbed. All right. Well, thanks, guys. See you next time.